Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Just Be Different broadcast. I am Janae, and I'm so excited and delighted to be invited into your time tonight to discuss relevant and pertinent information with you about trending topics and issues in today's society. It's so good to be back. I've missed you guys. I hope y'all missed me. Did y'all miss me? That's okay. If y'all ain't miss me, that's fine. That is fine. But I missed y'all. And so it's just good to be back. I was under the weather, and as you can probably tell with my voice, I still have remnants of a cold. Um, but I couldn't stay away for too long. I couldn't stay away for too long. So, excuse me, pardon me, but I couldn't stay away for too long. Um, to sit and chat with you guys. I missed you. But anyway, let me first say that while I was away, dealing with my little cold situation, the official website for the movement launched. Actually, it launched yesterday. And so I'm so excited, so very excited. If you have me as a friend on Facebook, you have seen it because I have been sharing the link and sharing the link and sharing the link. I think I shared the link on Twitter today. So please feel free to look at the website. If you don't have me as a friend on Facebook or if you don't follow me on Twitter, I haven't really been on Instagram lately. But if you haven't added me or followed me yet, here is the web address to the official website for the movement. Excuse me again. The web address is Wansley, that's WONSLEY, the letter J, at, not at, dot Wix, which is Wix.com. So I'll repeat that first part again. Wansley, WONSLEY, Wix.com / just be different. And that's all one word. Wansley J at Wix, not at, why do I keep saying at? WansleyJ.wix.com / just be different. I'll leave it in the description below so that you can find us and so that you can learn more about the movement, learn more about our broadcast, learn more about the mission statement, learn more about me, and you can check in periodically for upcoming events and soon to be released merchandise. I am so excited. This movement is expanding and is growing, and I'm just so thankful to people like you who watch my broadcasts every time I come on to share with you. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for watching. If you've shared my Facebook page, like my Facebook page, which is the Just Be Different movement, I'll also leave that in the description below. Thank you so much. I take none of it for granted, and I just thank God that you guys decided to stick with little old me. Because apparently I've been saying little something, something to keep you watching or to keep you tuned in. So oh, this cold. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Tonight's episode of Just Be Different, and I'm really going to try to get through this broadcast without blowing my nose or without coughing. Tonight's episode of Just Be Different, we will be talking about love and relationships. This is one of our love and relationship segments. And tonight's episode is going to be a slight recap from what happened on Sunday. Now, what happened on Sunday? Women's Day at my church happened on Sunday. For those of you who watch me and go to the Greater Free Gift Baptist Church, give me a woo woo. I go to like the best church in America now. No shade. If you go to church and you love your church. I'm pretty sure you think your church is the best church in America, and that's fine. But right now, my church is the best church in America because I'm talking about my church. We recently celebrated Women's Weekend at the cathedral, and we had an awesome time Sunday. I mean, and the whole weekend was amazing, but Sunday just really like blew my mind. And the reason why I want to talk about Sunday and how it kind of ties into our love and relationship segment is because Dr. Celeste Washington of Wilmington, Delaware, who's a native of Brooklyn, New York, but now pastors in Wilmington, Delaware. She came and she's preached uh, that Sunday morning, and she said some things, honey, about um, how women should treat their men. Not even that, but how she prepares herself for her man, how she takes care of herself for her man, not just for herself but for her man, because I mean she's been married for 32 years, so in order for you to have been married for that long, you got to be doing something right. So I'm not gonna put her business out there, but I'm gonna share a few things that she said that is really relevant oh god, to today's society, us women particularly. um Feel free to comment, guys. Feel free to comment. You know, it's funny because I asked a lot of my friends, what is it that you think that I should talk about? What do you think people want to hear? Um, the last few episodes that I've done has been solely not based on what I want to hear per se, but solely based on, you know, what I think um people want to hear. Um, Not really realizing that my listening audience is the one that's actually listening to what I'm saying. I may not replay the video. I may not watch it over. Most of the times I do, but sometimes I don't. And so I thought it would be nice to ask some of my friends, and one of my friends was like, "Yeah, you need to talk about relationships more and things like that." And I just want y'all to know before I go any further, I am not like a Dr. Phil when it comes to relationships or anything like that. So please don't think that I'm speaking to you as some world renowned psychologist, marriage counselor, or what have you, because I'm not. I'm just sharing with you things that bless me, things that I've gone through, that I've learned, things that have helped me. Hopefully, it will help you. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Excuse me, y'all. All right. Shout outs to I don't know if y'all actually heard my phone vibrating just now, but shout out. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna put you on blast, sir. But shout outs to the sir that just interrupted my broadcast. Text me. Which just so happens to I'm gonna put him on blast, but in a subtle way. Which just so happens to be the same friend that asked me to talk more about relationships. When he watches this video, he'll know exactly who he is. But moving on. So on Sunday, Dr. Washington, she came to our church, and just a little bit about Dr. Celeste Washington. She's a native of Brooklyn, New York. I go to the Greater Free Gift Baptist Church, and that's located in Brooklyn, New York. Now, the church that Dr. Washington comes out of is literally around the corner and up the block from where I go to church, and that's the church that she grew up in. Her dad is the pastor. She grew up there. So, you know, our church is like home to her because a lot of the people that go to our church, um, she grew up with them. Um, she, you know, her church and my church fellowship quite often. So, her coming to Greater Free Gift on Sunday was basically like coming home. So she was very comfortable in what she said to us. I'm not going to share verbatim what she said to us because a lot of that stuff is her personal business, but she spoke a lot about ladies being prepared for married life. And I mean, the things that she said blew my mind. Things that I already knew, but I guess not necessarily the things that she said, but the way that she presented them kind of was like, boom, smack in the face. This is what you need to do. And I know for me, I don't know about anybody else there that day. I left like, ooh, I need to get some things together. Like, my life ain't all the way to right when it comes to that. And the one question that I know came up a lot, not only this weekend, in casual conversation or during Women's Weekend, but even last weekend. This really ties into last weekend, at church when Bishop spoke to the single people, and he spoke to the married people as well, but he spoke to the single people too, and he was like, how many desire to be married, and little he was like, don't lie, so I raised my hand, things like that. Think because not saying that I'm this grand person or I'm the prettiest person in the world, anything like that, but it's just true. I desire to have a family, to have a husband, to have a house full of kids. Now, when I say house full of kids, I don't mean like 50 million kids running around. No, 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 no. But I mean, I grew up as an only child. I have siblings, but they're significantly older than me. So I grew up, pretty much as an only child. So, I don't want like I have a daughter now. I don't want her to be like, well, dang, I don't have any siblings, and the only child life, that's a very spoiled life. Nah. But I want to have some kids and a husband and a nice little, the American dream, nice little house. I don't know about a picket fence, but a nice little dog or something. Something like that. But the things that she discussed on Sunday really made me sit back and wonder, like, am I really, like, where I am right now, like, am I wifey material? Now, a lot of us may think that we have it together, oh, because we can cook, we can clean, we have jobs, we're stable, we don't need anybody else to do anything for us. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because you can cook, because you can clean, because you have a job, and because you're independent, that's your wifey material. You see what I'm saying? So when she was talking, I was just like, oh wow, like, you're stepping on my toes this morning, ma'am. Because none of us are perfect, but I just saw like, wow, I can work more in this area. I can work more in that area. And one of the things that I'll tell you a few things that she said, but one of the things that she said that really, really got me was, there can't be any unity if there isn't any good. Now, why did she say that? The theme for our Women's Day was Psalm 133 and 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren, excuse me, to dwell together in unity. And so, she tied it into the whole marriage aspect. Like, how do you expect for a union to work or for y'all to be unified when nothing good comes out of either y'all mouth? Y'all always bashing each other. Um, if y'all have kids, it's not a stable environment for the kids. Like, she went in depth, like, you can be married and still not create a stable environment for your kids. You can be married and hate the person. Like, people don't marry for love anymore. And it's like, wow. I mean, you don't really see it until someone says it. Like, there's a whole lot of people that get married uh for the green card. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I mean, in some instances, uh the two people wind up falling in love with each other and wind up staying married, things like that. That's fine. But in other instances, they don't. And so now it's like, wow, we got married because you didn't want to get deported, and I hate you like so much. Like, how does that work? People get married, because marriages are still arranged. Like, wait, y'all still picking out who should marry who? What? I'm sorry, but unless the two parties have come to grips with it in their mind, like, okay, yeah, I know, like, the person that I'm going to marry has been picked out for me, and I'm willing to deal with that. You know, everyone is human. I just feel like in an arranged marriage, even though a lot of the times it may not be said, they don't love each other. They don't love each other. Um, People marry, especially in today's society, just to have a wedding, just to have a big reception. And it's like, is the love really there? Like, you wanted to show off to the world this grand wedding, this grand reception, but there's no love there. And about 30 days after all of that, you trying to get an annulment. Like, marriage is just not taken seriously anymore. Then you have those who really get married because they love a person, the people love each other, or whatever the case may be, whatever have you. And then the family mess it up. Like, we're married, right? So when it comes to our marriage, that is our business. But you know, in today's society, especially, and I hate to say this, but it's true. We like the buzz, black folk. We do. We like to sit there, we like to gossip, we like to talk. Now, the lighter persuasion of us may like to do the same thing, but they're very discreet. We don't care. And so when we don't like something, although it may be the time and place for us to keep our comments to ourselves, we choose not to. And that messes up things for everybody, not just not just the people that may be around you when you say it, but for everybody it's pertaining to. Am I making sense? Like, for instance, I could be married to Joe Schmo, right? So we're the schmoes. That's funny. I'm not a schmo, but for example purposes, I'm married to Joe Schmo, and Joe Schmo's mother, Mrs. Bobby May Schmo, is like, I guess she doesn't. I won't necessarily say she doesn't like me, but she doesn't like some of the things that I do. But my husband likes the things that I do. But because she doesn't like the things that I do, because Bobby May doesn't like the things that I do, she's either gonna A, start treating her son a different way, or B, start blatantly doing things to kind of try to cause friction in between us, so that she can get rid of me, so that she can kind of indoctrinate her son Joe Schmo. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to make it plain. I'm trying to make it plain. Hopefully I am, but it's like, y'all mind your business. Y'all not. I thought it was only two people that got married. It ain't like 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 people that got married here. It's just me and the person I said I do to at the altar. Like, all of y'all go somewhere with that, because at the end of the day, you're not living with this person. I am. And so if I decided I want to deal with all of the things that he or she brings to the table, then that's fine. That's why I married him or her. So what are you saying? So it's just a lot of things that go into that go into making sure that marriage has perfect union, that has great balance, that has unity. And Dr. Washington definitely said, like, you cannot have unity if there is no good. And it's true. Like, have you ever tried, like, perfect example. Try I'm trying to word it the right way, but perfect example. You are best friends with Keisha. Keisha is best friends with Dottie. You don't like Dottie, but Keisha loves Dottie. Dottie is going to be the reason why you and Keisha while you and Keisha will sometimes have falling outs. Let's create a scenario. Let's say one day you and Keisha were supposed to go ice skating or something like that. But Dottie calls her and is like, hey girl, remember that date we were supposed to have tonight? We were supposed to go to the movies. And so then Keisha calls you and goes, oh girl, we not gonna be able to go ice skating tonight because I forgot I had a date with Dottie at the movies. And you looking at the phone like, but heifer, you know I don't like Dottie. So you gonna choose Dottie over me? Yeah, all right. And I mean, you saying this to the phone. You ain't saying this to her now. You saying this to the phone like, but you know I don't like Dottie. So now you gonna put me off for somebody that okay is your best friend. At the end of the day, you know I don't like. Oh, like that's disrespect to you, right? So there's never gonna be a perfect union between you guys because of the fact that your best friend is best friends with a person that don't necessarily, that you don't necessarily like. Let's say y'all don't have a mutual y'all have a mutual understanding that the both of y'all don't like each other. Well then, what do you do? What do you do? Like, you gotta find a perfect balance in every situation, in every friendship, relationship, or marriage. See what I'm saying? So one of the things she said, you can't have any unity if there is no good. Another thing that I can't necessarily said, but she more so described. She described like how, like, her husband would be coming home from work, and let me say, okay, she said two things because it kind of ties into what I was about to say. She spoke about accountability, and she spoke about preserving yourself. Let's start with preserving yourself because accountability, that's gonna that's gonna take a minute. Preserving yourself. Now, what she meant by preserving yourself, like, let's create a scenario, shall we? So, let's say I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm married, right? And my husband, he goes to work. So when my husband gets home from work, right, I can't be looking like who shot John. I can't do that. Like, my husband don't work all day. Done dealt with aggravating people all day. Done work till done work from the sweat of his brow all day. He tired. The last thing he wanna see is me in a house dress looking like a run over raccoon. He don't wanna see that. So she was saying like, you say you wanna be married and you say that and if you are married, you say you wanna stay with your man, but you can't even you can't even spruce yourself up a little bit. You know, she was like, if you a stay at home mom and your husband work all day, you know, when you know he about to come home, cause see if you're married to him, you should know around what time he normally comes home. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like when you know he about to come home, you need to go and take the rollers out your hair and fluff your hair up a little bit and put on a nice outfit, you know, sit there and get dinner ready, set up for him so when he come in, he got a hot meal, and we don't, because we live in such a fast-paced environment. I mean, part of it is that a lot of women today, they work. They work a 9 to 5, so they're not at home waiting for their man. That's fine. But when you are on your way home from the workplace, sir, ma'am, you do not have to come home with this straggly looking bum. They got bathrooms and mirrors for a reason, ladies. Take advantage. You act like, don't act like you don't even have your home makeup kit in your car anyway. Do your makeup in the car before you drive home. Tussle your hair up a little bit. Make sure you look a little clean. Pack up a little after work outfit so that when you pull up in the driveway and you come tipping in the house, you look cute. Give your man something to look at. He ain't gonna want to look at you looking like Rosie the Riveter with your bandana on and your strong arm. Ain't nobody got time for that. See what I'm saying? Make yourself look presentable. Um, keep keep your keep yourself up at all times because that makes I'm trying to get the right words to say. Hopefully this comes across clear enough. Make yourself to where you're still wanted. Like every time he sees you, it's like he wants you from he wants you like the first time he saw you. Does that make sense? Like do that. Like do that. Like granted, me personally, on this video right now, I ain't looking for no guy. So yeah, I got on my dashiki and I got on my hair wrap. But what you think? But if I was married and whatnot, first of all, I probably wouldn't be doing this video this late because it's 10, 11 at night. I probably would be up under my husband somewhere. But if I was married in a relationship and things like that, and I knew that I was getting ready to go see my man, oh well, he done been with me for so long, so he ain't got to worry about how I look. No, that's no. Cause see, if you start looking like, uh, oh, what's the How to Get Away with Murder? The lady on there with no wig, looking like Miss Seeley from The Color Purple. He gonna get tired, and then he gonna step out, and then it's he's a cheating, lying dog. Well, get a man something to look forward to when he get home. That's what I wanted to say. See there? See there? Give him something to look forward to when he come home. Cause he looking like work, you looking like work, y'all just looking like two train wrecks. No. How about this? Give each other something to look forward to when y'all come home from work. Or if one of y'all to stay at home, make sure that when your man or your woman walk through the door that she's not looking at a horror picture show. See there? Yeah. Now, the last thing I want to talk to y'all about, because this video is starting to run really long. She spoke of accountability. I mean, people in today's society don't even show accountability in relationships or marriages. Like, it's not called blowing up your phone. I mean, you ain't got to call your man, you ain't got to call your lady 55 times a day. You ain't got to do that. Especially if y'all married, because at some point y'all gonna see each other since y'all should be living under the same roof. I'm just saying. But be accountable. Because if a person loves you and if a person cares for you, of course they're gonna be concerned of where you are, especially if it's after a certain time of day or night. When they expect you to be home at a certain time, since you've already showed that routine that you normally come home at a certain time, they don't automatically think that you out there cheating. Sometimes it could genuinely be something may have happened to him or her. You want to call just to make sure that the other party is good as well. Like, are you okay? Is there anything that you need? Is your day going all right? Blah, 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 blah. Hello. To show that you care. See what I'm saying? Like, that's all it takes. That's really all it takes. But it's, oh my God, should keep pulling my phone and so she be wilding. I just want to hang out with my niggas. Like, yo, she is really wilding out. She's wilding out. Like, what she doing? Just calling my phone. Just calling my phone, calling my phone, calling my phone. And then I get balked on when I send her straight to voicemail. That's because it's probably 2 something in the morning when you should be home. And she's probably wondering if you're okay. And if she doesn't have to go to the hospital to either A, identify your body, or B, go see about you because you're sick or you did something stupid while you was out with your boys and it landed you in the hospital where you at now laid up. Or something could be wrong with y'all kids if y'all have any. It's not always we think that y'all cheated. Get that out your head. Like, bye. Then, on the flip side, oh my gosh, he is so overprotective of me. Like, he don't let me do nothing without me telling him. Oh, why should you have to hide anything from your spouse or your significant other? You should be able to tell your man, listen, me and the ladies, we going out for a few drinks at so and so. I'll be back by so and so. It's not that he's clocking you. First of all, if you are married, you ought to be submissive to your husband. Your house comes first. Not your girlfriends and not your all lit. No, your house comes first. So if your husband asks you, oh, well, where you going? What's the big deal in telling him where you going? Unless you doing something you don't have no business doing. Oh yeah, I said it. Like, you have to be accountable. Show yourself worthy if you're not in a relation, if you're not in a marriage. Show yourself worthy of the ring. Like, you can't expect for a man to do everything that you want him to do, but you do absolutely nothing that he asks you to do. That goes back to the video I did on expectations and standards. Like, it all plays a part in accountability. If you want a man that's hardworking, that's family oriented, and all of these other things, you gotta show yourself worthy of that kind of man. And fellas, if you want a woman that is a homemaker that can take care of, that is a great mother, that is also hardworking, can cook and clean, then you have to make sure that you prove yourself worthy of such a woman. You see what I'm saying? Like, these things don't come easy. Everything in life takes work. Even relationships, marriages, even when you're single. Being single takes work. Believe it or not, because you're supposed to be preparing yourself for when that person comes along and you like, oh yeah, I'm digging him. Oh yeah, I like her, yo. And then, see there? You're preparing yourself for that moment when you meet somebody that you feel like, oh, this may work out the way we might get married. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I hope you see what I'm saying. But yeah, that all plays a part in accountability. And so that really opened my eyes because, I consider myself to be a well off, individual. I'm not saying that like a well off financially, like I don't need no, I'm not where I wanna be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. But when I say well off, I mean, I can take care of myself. I take care of my daughter. I do that well. I cook, I clean, I all this, whatever, because that's how I was raised. But I don't believe that, oh, just because I can cook and clean and that I drive and that I do that X, Y, and Z and all of these other things, that I just automatically deserve this over the top man. Because I have to look at myself. I have to do a self inventory. I have to do a self examination and be like, okay, Janae, what do you need to work on so that when this man does come along, that you are ready for him? Wow. And it punched me dead in the face on Sunday. I said, well, I'm gonna just go on home and look at my life and take a little and take a little self inventory and see if I'm really ready for somebody's relationship. Because we always talk about, oh, being single sucks. I hate being single. I wanna bae. Ah. But if you can't live with yourself, having a bae or a boo or whatever is useless. You have to first know how to live with yourself before you can live with anyone else. And that's just that. It's just as simple as that. But I'm gonna cut it here because I will talk all day and all night about this. Just good stuff. Good stuff. Listen. Please, please, please accept my deepest gratitude for just watching the broadcast, for being a support to the movement, for telling a neighbor, telling a friend, telling a colleague about us. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. This is your first time watching. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I hope this isn't your last time. Please, please, please like us on Facebook at the Just Be Different Movement. I will put the link in the description below. Please, please, please. visit our website, which was just launched yesterday at wansley.wix.com /just to be different. I'll put that link in the description below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, add me on Facebook. It was so good being with you guys again tonight. And I hope that you guys have a blessed, peaceful, and very productive. Because it's, you can have a blessed week. You can have a wonderful week, but make it a productive week, will you? All right. Hopefully, I will see you all tomorrow where we will be continuing our hashtag love and relationships segment. Oh, and please stay tuned. Hopefully, by the end of the week, I'll hear from a certain somebody about them joining us for certain segments. I'm telling you, the Just Be Different movement is expanding rapidly. So stay tuned to find out more. Stay tuned. Be blessed. Love you. Good night.